Hello, lovely dance teachers and dancers. Today's video, we're talking about turnout, and specifically, we're talking about the concentric contraction work. That means the actual work of the turnout muscles, those 6 deep lateral rotators, and activating them and getting them to engage appropriately. My name is Mariah-Jane Thies. I'm the director of the Radiant Dance Teacher. Please take a moment to check out below in the description after this video, of course, to see the link to the private Facebook group. If you're not already a member, we'd love to have you there. And also, if you like this video, maybe you gotta wait till the end of it, I guess, but click a like. And if you want to hit that subscribe button, I'd sure appreciate that, and it makes life easy for you to receive the next videos. Okay, so now on to for today. I've got my bones with me today. I've got a pelvic half, okay, showing where we could look at for the sits bones. And here's the inside of the hip socket there. Now, some of you might know about the 6 deep lateral rotators, that they all are connecting like a fan down through here. And what you may or may not know is also about the greater trochanter. So here's the femur bone, okay? There's the head of the femur that would fit inside, all right? And if I'm working my 6 deep lateral rotators, what's actually happening is the muscles across here in the back of the pelvis, back of the sacrum to across the back of the hip joint to the greater trochanter are kind of like a little fan. And when they contract, they draw the femur around. And that, of course, is what we're looking for in turnout. Okay, so the suggestion for you, this idea of when a muscle's shortening, so the concentric contraction, is when you can think of not just shortening, but an attraction. That's why I think of a magnet. So you can think of the sacrum as being stable, right? And then that's the, so think of these old-fashioned seed big magnets, and then they take and they bring around, with their level of attraction, they bring around the greater trochanter, which then creates that rotation. The reason I love magnets is that a magnetic pull is continuous. It doesn't go on and then just let go, unless there's some reason why the magnet got shut off, which I don't know what that would be. But otherwise, a magnet's on, it's always on. But you can have a little magnet, you can have a big magnet. So I can have a light pull or I can have a strong pull. And I think that's a really important concept for all dancers, especially younger ones, really learning how to do this. I know a mistake I made, maybe you did as well, is I didn't just use the magnet of my lateral rotators to the greater trochanter to bring that around, whereas each side now is moving independently. What I did is I brought everything together, like right down both glutes together, squeezing everything together, made it hard to separate my legs, made it hard to, grand battement or grand plie in second. And ultimately, I strangled my tailbone for decades. I feel like I should be wearing a t-shirt, the reformed tailbone strangler. Okay, and I can tell you for certain, because I felt it before and after my body, and I invite you to check it out yourself. When I was using my turnout, not thinking of the right insertion and attachment points like origin and insertion, which we could do with this magnet image, I just squeezed everything. And when I was squeezing my tailbone, that meant that the bottom of my pelvis, bottom of my spine was being constricted. And that actually restricted a lot up the chain through my whole spine. So when I started to turn out correctly, modulating, knowing the origin and insertions, and putting the right degree of pull, so the right strength or size of magnet. That's why I think this one's a really great one. This magnetic attraction, and it's not to the center line, it's each side having its own magnet, and that those two magnets are not attracting to each other. That way we're not going to overuse the glute muscles in lieu of getting to that deeper layer of the turnout muscles. I hope that one makes sense. There's more to come. The next one that we're going to look at is about eccentric contractions. So the concentric contractions, what muscles need to shorten to great turnout. The next video that I'll link up through here is about eccentric contractions. What are the muscles being that need to allow for the action to happen? That's equally important and often underlooked at. So again, hit like if you liked it, and make a comment after you use it. Maybe even stood up right now and check that out, and hit that subscribe button too.